got a happy dollar to get this rolling? Well, you know, let's start with Cindy.
President Ken, welcome back. I have some money. One, I don't even know where to start. I want to tell the people that all were involved with the 95th what a great job you guys did. I also went and saw my new doctor on Tuesday, and the nurse talked me into getting a pneumonia shot. Well, I got the flu. So I missed the Christmas party, and I apologize. I was looking at all the fun pictures, so I had everything laid out to go, and I couldn't do it. So there's some apology dollars.
Thank you, Cindy. Steve Patterson.
President Ken, welcome back. Lions and guests. Leroy, you take it easy this week. Sad dollar. We'll probably miss the Columbia Heights book reading at the elementary. I got called in for jury duty, so you know how that works. Of course, it couldn't have been at a better time of 2 weeks at Christmas. I mean, what are the chances? So, happy dollar. We had a wonderful time at the Christmas party. It was well orchestrated, and there was one fella that was, I don't know, it was that guy with the Rusty the Snowman.
Thank you, Steve.
You should have seen it. You should have seen the guy underneath there, sweating like a dog.
Lion Jim, you got some happiness to share today? He does. He's happily chewing, then he's going to share some happiness.
President Ken, fellow Lions and guests, this is a multiple dollars here. One was for the really good Christmas party we had. Really well organized. Marilyn did a great job. The guy in the snowman suit, we kind of figured out, because I only know 2 people that short. Tom Thumb and Steve. So, but he did an outstanding job while he was conscious. He lost 12 pounds in that suit. He put it back on when he had dessert afterwards, but it was okay. Now, another thing is kind of an unhappy dollar. I just took my card this morning because the brain surgeon that was driving it, which was me, pulled it into the garage, punched the garage door to come down, and it came down into the back of my car. The good news is I have insurance. The happy dollar is that I have the insurance. And I thought, I saw Phil Olson at breakfast this morning, and he was going to tell on me. So my happy dollar is I beat him to the draw.
Jim, I think you should replace that car. Once the garage door comes down on them, they're never the same. It screws up the computer, everything. I think you need a new car. Paul Spears.
President Ken, fellow Lions and guests, I have 2 happy dollars. One is for, again, the lights on the island. I stop by there every night when I get a chance to look, and they're really beautiful. So thank you, Rex and crew that did that. They're great. The other happy dollar is for the concert that I attended Saturday night, the Southwest Washington Symphony and accompanying choir. It was great music. Some of our people here, like Leroy and Judy and Patterson's daughter, participated in that, but it was great music.
Thank you, Paul. Greg Burke.
President Ken, fellow Lions and guests, this is a confused dollar.
Enough said.
Cindy Sessions made an announcement that she went to a new doctor, gave her a shot, she got sick. Was that because of the shot, or was that because of morning sickness? You know what happens when the lamb dies?
I think they used to call that the fickle finger of fate. Judge Moore.
President Ken, fellow Lions and guests, we got a happy dollar here. I had a great time down at the Pac-12 playoffs down in California. Got to spend a couple days with my son, visit Stanford University, and then I went and seen the project that he's working on down there. They're building 4 10-story dormitories for graduate students. And it's the way they're putting them together is how like building something with Legos. It was really interesting.
Lion Steve.
President Ken, fellow Lions and guests, I got a happy time here for the party on Christmas party, and go Fox.
Mark Nichols.
President Ken, fellow Lions and guests, $5 today. Dollar number one, as I announced last week, I was planning to be gone today because we were at a beach trip with grandkids. Yesterday afternoon, our granddaughter decided it would be, her daddy would be lonely, so we packed up and came home and made it home by 11 o'clock last night, so he was able to have his grandkids back at the house, which allows me on a vacation day to come in jeans. I'm very happy to be able to come to the Lions in jeans. That was dollar number two. Just so you won't be disappointed, I will be gone next week. I have a work conflict, so I won't be here next Tuesday. And the last $2 are extremely happy for me. I did a DNA test several months ago and had gone through, and it was nice medical news. There was no carrier things in there. But I was disappointed there weren't any close family connections, and being adopted, it would have been nice to find somebody. I was contacted yesterday by, it has now verified, a half-sister. We share the same mother. So we will be connecting and getting more information, and really looking forward to that. And she's in Ellensburg, so it's not even that far away.
Thank you, Mark. Representing the Hair Club for Men, Mrs. David.
President Ken, that's terrible. President Ken, fellow Lions, and our guest. My first thing to say is, I just hope that everybody had fun at the Christmas party, and have a happy holidays. And what else is new? It's a better shorts. No, you have to have a soul to go along with this girl. Little girl, I love all you to say. What did they do? What did they do? This is what I did. I got it just from my downstairs. This is all the law. God bless all everybody. I don't forget that. Around the bar. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Caitlin.
So that was good.
Ryan Larry.
King Lions, go Lions, yes. $2 I've got today are fat dollars. One's the loss of a fellow lion and a good friend. Richard Sand passed away last Wednesday night, suddenly. He moved to Ohio. So that's the sad part of it. Another kind of happy sad dollar is this last week of Oklahoma for the non-Medicare people. And the other plan
it's a great time of season.
Thank you, Larry. Keaton.
Thank you. President Ken, fellow Lions and guests. I have a couple of one's $10, I guess. My company Christmas party was the same night. I'm sorry I didn't get to attend. I shouldn't have to pay for being sad. A happy dollar. I have a happy dollar because I attended a gender reveal last night, and we are going to be grandparents to a baby boy in April.
Well, I think our batteries are starting to go a little bit here. Dwayne.
Mr. Kent, all I had to say when I was growing up, I had two older brothers and I never had a sister until now.
Dwayne wins best share of the day. Glenn, Gloria Lee.
I have a happy dollar. Oh, excuse President Kim. Good morning. And fellow Lions and honor guests. I hope you can hear. It's cutting in and off. My husband and I had a wonderful time at the Christmas party. Thank you to everyone that came and made it a success. Especially our program was fantastic. I tell you that Snowman, I've had more compliments on my dance part than they thought I was dancing with. And he was taller than me for a change. And I'm sorry, Pat, you had to get arrested that night. It was an awesome evening. I wish the others could be here to hear the rest of it.
It's not his first time, trust me. Reverend Pat.
President Kim, fellow Lions and guests. Just to dispel all of the myths that are running around in your mind, or any of the other things that are running around in your mind, I have only and ever only had a professional relationship with law enforcement. Thankfully, I have not ever been arrested. So, But Louis, the happy buck, Louis did inform me that reindeer don't lift their legs to go pee on trees. So I guess next year I'll have to amend my my dance. Let's see. The second happy buck is that as we enter into this part of the Christmas season, there's always, you heard my story about walk and knock last week. This last week has been kind of different. Instead of really a happy buck, I had to spend an exorbitant amount of money in the past 2 weeks to replace some machinery at my store because it, like me, is just finally old and completely worn out. And today, we finally started printing again, and so I'm absolutely thrilled with that. It's been kind of a stressful haul. Anyway, the third happy buck is, hey, now we have found out that the Seattle Seahawks actually only need the last 3 minutes in the fourth quarter in order to play football. So let's just say, let's skip all those other 57 minutes and let them just play that time, huh?
And adjust the ticket prices to match. Reverend John, Lion John, sorry.
President Kid, fellow Lions and guests. I've got happy buck as well, kind of like Mark. Did the 23andMe test, and happy to find out just a couple months ago that I have, well, let me go back up. My mom was adopted. She's since passed away. We've always wanted to find out who my grandparents are, etc., or if she had any siblings. Found a uncle. He lives in Palm Springs, and he is 72 years old. So hopefully someday we'll be able to save up some money and be able to go see him at some point, as well as numerous cousins that I haven't met yet that are second, third cousins. We're trying to sort all that out. So we're really close to finding out who the grandparents were. We're working on that. So.
like junk. This new DNA testing is just amazing, you have to admit. I mean, pretty much hasn't everybody, he doesn't? I think he does. Isn't it amazing for all of us to find out that we none of us were what we thought we were? That's what's happening these days.
After I was born, she didn't really don't want to have any more. President Ken, fellow lines and guests, a lot of you have heard this Christmas joke before, but there's a lot here that haven't. So I'll do a Tom Rice. This dad and his daughter, 2 weeks before Christmas, was asking, Dad asked the daughter, what do you want for Christmas? And the little gal thought, I want a baby brother. And anyway, he said, oh, okay. Well, next year, about the same time, there was a little baby brother in the other room. He was babbling, cooing. And the dad asked the girl, what do you want this year for the Christmas? And she thinks for a little bit, well, if it's not too rough on Mom, I'd like a pony.
Giddy up. Where's the next one coming from, Kathy?
No, I should have. Should have one.
Did we suck all the money out of the room already? Bob? No? We'll see you in a minute. Well, let's go up to the king's table and see what kind of dough we can get here. Plan Phil Olson.
President Ken, fellow lions and guests, I have two happy dollars. One is that I am happy to fill out the rest of the story that you didn't hear from Lion Jim Waters. And that is how, in penance, he spent his morning. After taking his wife for breakfast, he also took her to Bed Bath & Beyond and Michael's. And that was the most expensive car crash ever. And then I had a little experience last week where I actually remembered to put a fresh bar of soap in my gym bag when I went to the YMCA. And I was really happy because I had forgotten several times. And when I got there, I thought, I was taking a shower, and I thought, I wonder how long this soap was sitting in the store shelf, because I couldn't get any lather. After I took the wrapper off, it really wasn't that bad.
Love it.
And that's our secretary.
Little drummer boy Leroy.
President Ken, fellow lions and guests, I have a happy dollar. Yes, Saturday and Sunday with the Southwest Washington Symphony was a great concert. I get the best spot of anybody, whether you're there to watch us or you're there performing, because I'm smack in the middle of everybody, and I can hear everything and see everything, and it sounded great. Judy and Stephanie and just everybody that's part of that. And we had a great turnout on Saturday, and we had over 500 people on Sunday, and it was really cool.
My turn. Fellow lions and guests, I got three happy dollars we put in. First is, I don't know if we're really happy to be back in Longview. I got out of the car Sunday night and I thought, what am I doing here? Beautiful sunshine down in Vegas, beautiful clouds and rain and cold weather here. Something's wrong with that picture. The second happy dollar, I'm very excited. Our lovely daughter-in-law finally had enough sense to buy a home in Longview and move back to the city of Longview. Now we can have our taxes go up a little higher. And the third happy dollar is Marty and I had the privilege to spend some time with the Summerlin Lions. We had a great time. They send their love and their best wishes to everybody. Thank you.
Hit it.
I just want to add to our party, the people that came for the tree are, good morning, President Ken, and
That's worth a fine.
And
Yeah. The Christmas party was terrific, and for those who didn't get to come, I'm very sorry. The people who came for the Christmas tree said that it was one of the most beautiful trees they'd ever seen, and they wanted to keep it for themselves. I said, well, you know, that's up to you and the people you're giving it to. I don't want to get in a fight. And the gentleman that we took all the things over to community center, he said we have no idea how much they appreciate Lions Pioneers. They said that we're the ones that always give the most. We're the ones that never ask for anything in return. We never ask for the pat on the back. It's just because we like to give. Thank you, guys.
Dina asked me to break the rules, and I'm feeling so generous today. She wants to advertise, but she's going to pay for her advertisement. I know this isn't the norm, but it's got to be something. She comes up and approaches me like that.
President Ken, fellow Lions and guests, I appreciate that. My problem is I was supposed to bring a poster and just hang the poster, and I totally forgot. But I want to announce that they're having, Kelso Band is having an event at LCC Rose Center on Thursday and Friday night of this week. They're trying to raise money for their program, and they're having from 5 to 7 is a bazaar, and from 7 to 9 is the concert. They'll have their marching band, their jazz band, their basketball band, all their bands and their choirs. And if you find a place in your heart to attend that, it is raising money for the Kelso High School band, our music program. Thank you.
That's good advertising right there. President Ken, Lions, and guests, I'm going to throw in a couple of bucks. There's one for you, Kathy, and one for me. My wife and I decided to go down this year and buy ourselves a new TV for Christmas, so a gift to ourselves. Hoping to spend $700 or $800, but the one for $2,800 is so much better.
President who? President who?
President Ken.
Okay.
What did I say?
Invocation by Steve Patterson.
Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for allowing us to gather here today. We particularly ask for your blessings on the Richard Sand family. He was a member here for several years and a great volunteer. We pray your blessing on those others that cannot be with us. And we pray a blessing on the food we eat today, that it will nourish our bodies, strengthen us in the work that we do, and the love for you and for each other. Amen.
And our pledge by Dick McIntyre.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Song by Marilyn Patterson.
My country is of the sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of thy pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside let freedom ring.
Introduction of guests by Bob Jessen.
President Ken, members, and guests, we have one guest in the house today. Dolly Harvey, would you like to introduce your guest, please, for us?
I'll talk to you later.
President again, fellow Lions and guests, I've asked to Paul, one of our people at the office.
Back in the back room.
We also have one other guest with us today, hopefully for the last time being a guest. One of our newest application members, Ron Kramer. We're going to move things up a little bit for the guest speaker today. We'd like to call on Mark Kelch at this time, if he's through eating, to come up for a very special presentation. Mark and George.
Ken asked me to keep this under 30 seconds, so I'll try to keep it under 30 minutes. Most of you are already aware of what a Melvin Jones Fellowship represents. It's the top way that Lions Clubs International Foundation is funded. Amazing things that our foundation does, deserving of one of the top rankings in the world of a charitable organization. Disaster relief, grants that build a number of things. Our club has been very generous. We have made donations to LCIF, and for every $1,000 we donate, we're able to present a Melvin Jones Fellowship in recognition of that, recognizing a valuable member of our club. One of those members was not in attendance at our 95th anniversary, but is in attendance today, so we have one final Melvin Jones Fellowship to present from this year's thing. The letter that goes along with it talks, I won't say the name yet, Dear Melvin Jones Fellow, on behalf of Lions Clubs International Foundation, congratulations on becoming a Melvin Jones Fellow. The Melvin Jones Fellowship is named for Melvin Jones, the founder of Lions Clubs International. It is largely due to the growth of the fellowship program that LCIF has been able to meet humanitarian needs in communities around the world. Since I hear the dinging behind me, I will skip portions of this. Wraps up as a Melvin Jones Fellow, your name has been added to our listing of all individuals in the program. During your next visit to international headquarters, I invite you to visit the LCIF room to see your name on an extensive list. I've been there, I've looked for my name with millions on the list. It's a little difficult to see it sliding by, but I invite you to go there. Wear your Melvin Jones Fellowship lapel pin with pride. It represents your dedication to humanitarian service to the highest degree. Thank you for your continued dedication and support to LCIF. Sincerely, Dr. Naresh Agarwal, Chairman, Board of Trustees. At this time, I'd ask Rex Boswell to come forward. Come on, George, military style. Just drive it in there.
Well, we find the other piece now, there it is. Okay, here's the next one, and then not everybody's good.
Rex did ask us to tell everybody thank you, especially for all the hard work that you all put in helping Rex with our Lions Island project. Next on our agenda, Marilyn Patterson, Zone Chair.
President Ken, fellow Lions and guests. I was looking around for the microphone and Steve's thinking I'm looking for Marilyn Patterson. I love him.
She's only kidding, Marty.
I just want to bring this to your attention. I put a flyer in the back about Lions Learning Forum, which is coming up March 2nd. So just put that on your calendar. All Lions are invited. It's an excellent way to learn additional information about Lions and totally get motivated. And I'm going to say Greg Churchill attended last year as a brand new member, and he truly enjoyed it, didn't you, Greg? Yeah, he found it very worthwhile. So, and then the other thing is that coming up in January, again, put that on your calendar, January 24th will be my second District G1 zone meeting. And of course, this requires our leadership to attend and provide reports. But again, it also invites any Lion that wants to come, so that will be available. I will make additional announcements as we go. Oh, there's something I wanted to say about that, but I better not. Time to move on. And then the other announcement actually has to do with Roaring for Reading. We had such a great turnout here to sign up. We have many members. that want to serve on that. So the morning shift, 8:45 to 11 a.m., I'm just going to mention the names, just to remind you that you signed up. Jim Waters signed up, Cindy Fickett, Louis Fickett, Jim Woodworth, Ron Kramer, and Doug Irvine. So that's a handful of people. We'll probably divide that schedule up a little bit so everyone gets a turn at doing something for our students. The afternoon shift, Wida Olson, Donna Jessen, Bob Jessen, Bill Hegwine, and Shirley White. And Steve and I will be around as well. Steve may have jury duty, so if that's the case, I will be the one that's directing traffic.
Sunshine Committee, Gail.
President Ken, fellow Lions and guests, of course you heard about Richard Sand passing away. Also, Ron Stoppler has information on Bill Pontius.
President Ken, fellow Lions and guests, good news, Bill Pontius is at home. His attitude is really good. He's got his meds balanced, and he's working to get his dismembered foot. No. When the swelling goes down and he gets 3 measurements in a row, he can start his process to get a prosthesis, and he's going to do that. So he's home.
Kathy Carmody, do you have anything else on the Christmas party?
No, I think that was about all, President Ken. It was really nice, and I'm sorry for those who didn't get to come, because it really was fantastic. I really think Cindy did a great job on decorating. Those were beautiful.
Paul Spears.
President Ken, fellow Lions and guests, just a reminder, this coming Saturday at the Walmart, Ocean Beach and 38th, we will be volunteering to do the bell ringing for the Salvation Army. We need one more person for the 5 to 7 shift at the pharmacy door. I'll put the sign-up sheet back over there. Just quickly, one reminder, and I'll call people the night before. The unattached women that have signed up, I may call them a couple times during the week. I'm glad the community wasn't here to hear me say that. Anyway, at the pharmacy door, Don and Bob Jessen, 9 to 11, show up a few minutes early. Also, John Claypool, Mark Kelch, 11 to 1. Marie Parsons and Donna Marge Wixon, 1 to 3. Kathy Carmody, Bill Hegwine, 3 to 5. Jim Watterson, 5 to 7. Need one more person during that time. And anybody show up?
Doug Harvey.
Okay, I'll put it down. Okay. At the grocery door, 9 to 11, Cindy and Louis Fickett. 11 to 1, Bonnie and Irv Stein. 1 to 3, Jim Woodworth and Vern Foster. 3 to 5, Tom Fulton, Pat Fulton. And 5 to 7, John Palmer Sr. and Sue. Show up anytime, even if you're not signed up, relieve people. If you don't, 2 people don't sign up for a shift, I can serve part of the time. I can't stand for 2 hours. You people can't stand me for 2 hours. Anyway, I need to sit down before I go. So, but anyway, thank you folks for signing up, and we'll see you Saturday.
Greg, did you give your report? Greg Firth.
President Ken, fellow Lions and guests. Tomorrow night is our monthly Sight and Hearing Foundation meeting over at Canterbury Park, 6:30. Anybody is invited to come see what we do. And for those of you that don't know what we do, we're the arm of the Lions that provide the eyeglasses and hearing aids for people that cannot afford them. So any questions, anytime, give me a call or ask me.
We also, that's it. Well, Dolly will be in just a minute. Stand right by Dolly.
Okay.
Just a minute. Cindy Fickett now has something to say. You didn't earlier. Go, talk.
Here's my donors that taking pictures.
Okay.
President Kin, guests, and fellow members. I want to say a big thanks to the people who helped me decorate. I came here, there were no tables out, there was nobody here, and I was going, oh my gosh, this is going to take a while. But Donna and Tom and Bob and, I forget your name. Your name? Louie. No, Louie. Louie was watching our grandchildren. So anyway, I want to give big thanks and to those who helped tear down, put the tables back. You guys are just awesome. It was done in no time. Thank you so much. It was a fun party. I was glad everybody came and enjoyed themselves. On the second note here, I have a visitation this Thursday. We're going to Battleground. It is at 6:30. Old Town Restaurant, that's 813, it's right here. So if you sign up, you find the address, and we can meet here if I see someone here, or I'll just meet you there. Thanks.
Thank you. Just a couple of announcements. This coming Thursday, 7 o'clock in the morning at Bob Paul's Restaurant, we have a board meeting. Please be there for the board meeting. We have a couple of things we need to be discussing. This coming Thursday at 7 a.m., Bob Paul's Restaurant. The last one there buys me breakfast. No, never mind. Also, I'd like to have all the board members up there after our meeting today, just for a real quick conversation, something we need to talk about real quick. With that, next Tuesday, we will have the R.A. Long Choir here for our Christmas program, along with our awards ceremony. Since we will not be meeting, unless you all want to, on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. If any of you would like to meet on those days, you're welcome to make arrangements with Gail and come down, because I'm sure you'll have a lot of company. With that, I would like to, first of all, yeah, we're getting there, Doug. We would like to introduce Dolly and Carrie Ann as part of our food program for today. She's gonna
President Gray, fellow Lions and gifts, you know, I'm thinking gifts ahead of time. Presents. This is going to be going around for our guests, so feel free to put something in there.
Okie dokie. Well, hello, Lions, President Ken, and guests. So the box is going around for our guest speaker today for the Salvation Army. So we do this once a year. Hopefully you guys brought lots of money to donate to them today. And then I won't take too much time because we're running out of time quickly. But we have a new sergeant at the Salvation Army, and I'd like you all to welcome Sergeant Matthew McQuade.
Thank you all very much. I won't take up too much of your time either. So I'm Lieutenant Matthew McQuade. My wife and I just moved here we were down in Southern California for 2 years of training school to become Salvation Army officers. We got commissioned here at the end of June. Prior to that, we were living in Hawaii, and that's where I met my wife. But I grew up in Portland, Oregon, and eventually moved out to Hawaii. So all of that traveling, and now we're here in Longview, and we oversee the operations, the admin, and the ministry that goes on over at the Salvation Army, about like a block away from here. And I do want to say, first of all, that I'm very thankful to you and your service and your support of the Salvation Army over the years. Again, I'm brand new here, but I'm not new to the Salvation Army, and I know that the Lions play a major part in volunteering and serving in various capacities for the Salvation Army throughout I mean, is Lions around the world? I mean, yeah, so it's possible that there's connections around the world. So it's great, and we thank you also for signing up to help bell ring for a couple of hours. If you can do an hour, you can do 2 hours. Again, we really, really appreciate that. All the funds that we raise, I try to remind people that the funds that we are able to raise and keep, because we also do hire bell ringers, all of that money, what we're able to raise, helps us keep our programs going throughout the year. It's one of our major fundraisers, and what we're able to raise is what we're able to serve. If that makes sense. There's a paper being passed around. My wife and I put together, we also have 2 children. I do want to mention that. 2 small children. I'm trying to get everything in here in like my 10 minutes of speaking, but I do have 2 small kids, a 15-month-old boy and a 3.5-year-old girl. They're a lot of fun. They keep me awake all the time. They keep us busy, busy, busy. You guys have many of you have grandkids, so you guys know the fun part of that is you get to give them back, right? Like after you hang out with them. Well, I'm at the parenting part where that doesn't happen. So we're with them. We love them, and they're a part of this journey with us. I'm sure, I don't know if you guys have had speakers in the past from the Salvation Army, but we rotate. We change every couple of years, and right now, my wife and I, again, we're in our first 5 months, and this is where we're at. Longview, Kelso, this is our community, and this is where we're serving. And in Cowlitz County, really. So we're doing our part here. I won't go too into detail on what the paper is, but it is kind of our goals and our vision for what we want to see happen here in this community. The term outreach literally means the extent or length of reaching out. It's a verb. To me, that means reach further than. And we want that to be part of our mission of what we're doing here in our community. We want to go further. We want to do things. There's a lot that the Salvation Army has been doing in our community, but we want to do more. We want to connect more. We want to partner more. So we want to do things that will make this community better. That's why I'm here. That's why we do what we do. We have several focuses, but we have a focus on youth and family growth that will be present for generations to come. The Salvation Army, we're also a church. On a Sunday, if you were to come, there's a big generation gap. We have folks that are in their 90s that have been attending, and then we have kids that are like my son, he's 1 year old, and so we have this big gap in between, and we want to bridge that gap and have this connection between the generations. We want to have a holistic approach to our ministry. So youth and family, that's what we really want to emphasize. We want to emphasize also there's a lot of brokenness, there's a lot of suffering, there's a lot of folks that have been disconnected or alienated from their families, and we want to bring them back into their families. We want people to know that they're a part of our family. So that's one of our visions, that's one of our goals. So some of the things that we're actually trying to do, right there it says coffee break. We want things to be simple. So we'll go out and have coffee with folks, and we'll just talk. We'll see how things are going. The Christian Club, we're trying to connect with LCC. My wife, she goes over there every Thursday, and she's a part of the Christian Club over there, leading Bible studies and just connecting with the young adults over there. Nerd Herd, we're trying to connect with young people at their level. Nerd Herd is kind of a reference to Star Trek. Like whoever's into like kind of the nerdy things, right? We want to connect with people in a way that will bring them out of isolation and into community. That's what we're trying to do here. So that's some of our mission with young adults. And then finally, with the homeless in recovery, Salvation Army, I know, is primarily recognized for its social work. We serve a hot meal 5 days a week. There's actually a meal going on right now. It's about to finish up in about 15 minutes, where we serve between 80 and 120 people, sometimes more, depending on the time of month, depending on the time of what people need. So we're serving around that many folks every single day. We're also serving food boxes 3 days a week, and then We also provide utility assistance, first month's rental assistance, and referrals. And so, but all of that, again, if we think back of what's going on with kettles, a lot of that depends on what's going on with how we do with our kettle fundraisers. So we want to just make this community better. That's what we're here to do. Meeting folks, talking with folks, praying with folks, and just meeting people at their where they're at, no matter what the need is. And we want to build community. I have a few notes, kind of just for your interest. If you've been to any of the major stores in Longview or Kelso, you got Safeways, you have Walmarts, you have Fred Meyer's. You'll probably, when you're walking in the doors or walking out of the doors, you see the bell ringers, right? So that's in full force right now. I believe we have about 11 locations. Sometimes we open some up on the weekends, sometimes we don't. Just depends on how that location is going. But we have Fred Meyer on Ocean Beach, Safeway on Ocean Beach 15th, and also in Kelso. We have Walmart on Ocean Beach, and on 7th we work with Bob's Sporting Goods right off of Hudson, Big Lots, JCPenney, and then this year for the first time we went up to Castle Rock and connected with the Cascade Select Markets. The students up there with their Key Club, they wanted to get involved somehow, and so we brought a kettle up there, and they were able to raise about $230 in that day. It was great. It was great exposure for the high school students to be out in their community, and it was great exposure to that community to let them know that the Salvation Army is there for them. We also, there was an event on Saturday called ARRR. It was a day of giving put on by this, I don't know what to call them. It's R, and they're a bunch of pirates, basically. They dress up like pirates, and they give back to the community. And so they wanted a kettle out there. I think this is the 3rd year that they've done it. So we were out there, and we're trying to, again, just connect and give back to the community. So those were kind of some special Saturdays that we had with the kettles. The Christmas Center is in full force as well. It's this year, it moves from, each year we get a building donated. And for the past few years, it was right on Commerce, a building over there, but unfortunately we weren't able to get that building this year. This year it's at Macy's. So if you go basically to Three Rivers Mall, and you'll see some doors where the old Macy's was, and they're painted up. It's all Christmassy. There's some Salvation Army shields up there. That's where that's happening. It's in full force right now. The grand opening was on December 3rd, and it's fully operating. There's intake. Folks are shopping. They're not actually shopping. We're not selling anything. Just want to make that clear. But people are able to go around and pick their gifts to give to their families. There's setup, there's breakdown, everything. And the dates for that started on December 3rd, or December 4th technically, to December 21st. If you have like detailed questions of hours or anything like that, you can ask me after. You can call down to our office. We can get you that information. Our social services, this is all the stuff that's going on currently right now. We have our lunch program, as I referenced a little bit earlier, Monday through Friday from 11:45 to 1. If there's ever a time that you want to get involved, you want to wash some dishes, you want to sit down and talk with some folks, we work with people, we don't turn anybody away. We work with people that have addiction. We work with folks that are on fixed incomes. We work with folks that just want to fellowship and be around other people. We work with seniors. We have kids come into our program. So we work with all sorts of people. I always encourage people, find your passion. If you want to get involved with the community, I know you guys are very involved in your community, but if you ever want to get involved there, that's a great opportunity to connect and see what's going on in the neighborhood. We do food boxes Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We provide utility and rental assistance, and we also have, if you're familiar with our Hope House, our transitional living housing, which is just about a block down from where it used to be I think it was called the Electric Motel. But it's been converted, and now it's called the Hope House, run by the Salvation Army. And currently we're able to house 7 individuals, and we're at capacity. I think we have one person that's going through paperwork process to get in there. And it's a great program. There's several individuals that I've really got to connect with. Folks are getting off of drugs and alcohol and off the streets and into, I know a guy he's going to school and he's working now. He's getting his education. He's got a dependable job, and he's getting his life back together, and he's in his 50s. And so to put that into perspective, I think for sometimes it's easy to just see somebody as a statistic. It's easy to just see a name or just a face, but when you start to make it, you start to get to know who that person is, you see that there's a story behind it. And each of these people that come and live and stay at our transitional housing program, they have a story, and it's worth listening to. So it's a great program. Things are going well with that. We also run troop programs, which would be similar to Boy Scout and Girl Scout programs. We call them troops. And on Wednesday nights, every Wednesday night, we work with boys ages, I believe, 7 to up to 18 or 7 to 17. And they're learning life skills. We're teaching them different badges. They're earning badges. We're teaching them biblical principles, but we're teaching them a variety of things, but we're also feeding them. Many of the kids that we come into contact with and we work with, they don't get a hot meal outside of what they get from school. And so we want to be able to provide for them at least one hot meal in addition to their lunch meal. So that's going on. Thursday nights we do girls programs. That's the same thing. We work with kids that need it the most. And we average between 15 to 20 kids per night. So that's about between 30 to 35 kids, I think, that we were able to connect with. And again, dinner is provided for them. We also work with youth, and we average between 8 and 10 youth, young people, middle school and high school aged. They'll come to the Salvation Army on Friday nights. It's a way to get them out of trouble in a lot of ways and keep them in a healthy environment. And then finally, we have our church service on Sunday mornings from 11 to 12. We're busy. We're doing a lot. We got a couple kids, and they keep us busy. But we also have there's needs here, and we felt like we feel that this is important. And again, I look around this room and I see wisdom, and I see encouragement, and I see experience, and I see knowledge. I also see you guys have a disco ball in here, which means you guys have fun. You know how to get down. But I think, but it's worthwhile for me to be able to share with you what the Salvation Army is doing, but also to hear what you guys are doing here as your group, as your community, and see how we can continue to make Longview and Kelso a great place. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Just stay up here for a few minutes. First of all, we thank you very much for presenting the program.
Thank you.
This is not a beer stein. This is an iced tea cup.
All right. You know the
iced
Salvation
tea.
Army.
Yeah. Now,
thank you.
Some of the comments you made, and one of the things I would like to tell you is wherever there's a need in the community, you'll find a Pioneer Lion.
Yeah.
And you do such a great job, we'd like to present you with an application to become a member.
Thank you. All right. Well, thank you. I'm going to pray about this one.
Good.
But thank you.
Don't pray about it, just do it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
With that, our lucky drawing, first of all, the food. Eric and Doug.
Karen.
What happened to Ken and Marnie? I haven't had dessert for 3 weeks. Lucky blue ticket. 233 76 9 1. Dolly, you know what happened last time you drew the ticket?
Yeah, but this one's mine. It's not yours.
It's not mine, no, okay. Our lucky red ticket, 656470. Where you want it to go? Huh?
Salvation Army. Salvation Army.
Oh, Salvation Army. My battery went dead. In my hearing aid, not up here, in my hearing aid. Don't forget, next Thursday, 7 a.m., Bob Paul's Restaurant, we have a board meeting. I would like the board members up there. Dolly wins the jackpot. How much was the jackpot? How much was the jackpot?
2,100 and something.
2,100 and something. Okay, Dolly, congratulations. The new jackpot starts. Pat?
That's right, that's Charles.
I can't hear him.
What's in the box? How much?
Oh, what's in the box? The money. Oh.
Oh, the money.
Well, first of all, have you got your application filled out? Well, until you prepare your application, the Longview Pioneer Lions Club proud to present you a Christmas gift of $345.74.
Thank you. Can I get to keep the box?
Yes, you can have the box because Dolly just won enough money to buy a new box.
Yes, she did.
With that, see y'all next Tuesday.